So I just saw the trailer for Clayface, and I have to say, bro, that was the most uncomfortable watch I've seen in a minute. Now let me start off with this. I am not a horror fan. I am a big bitch when it comes to horror movies. So I haven't seen a lot of horror movies. So watching this trailer made me feel so uncomfortable. Watching him put his own skin over his face, his skin just dripping down from his face, thing with his mouth and everything. It was just insane. And I have to say, man, I am very excited for this movie. And again, that's coming from somebody who doesn't watch horror movies. I just don't like that genre. But because this is the DCU and because it's like comic book inspired and stuff like that, I know Clayface just has to be a body horror movie, and I really need to see it now. It's so insane just seeing that Clayface, out of every villain in the DC universe, Clayface is getting his own movie, and it looks very fitting to his character. The crazy thing is that this is in the same universe as the Superman movie. This is in the DCU universe. At first, I thought the Clayface movie was going to be in the Reeves universe just because it's very dark. Again, it's a horror movie. I feel like it would have fit a lot better with the Reeves universe. But the reason why I am okay with this and why I actually like it a lot better is because now you see two different sides of the DCU. You see the more lighthearted, happy, hopeful side, which was Superman, and now you're seeing the dark, gritty horror aspect of this universe with Clayface. Now I know people will probably want a Batman movie. I feel like the reason why they didn't do this is because you want to make this version of Batman, you know, fit the DCU. I have a feeling that when that movie comes out, it is going to be a darker movie. And what's great about Clayface is that it's setting up that darker aspect for the Batman movie. And I get it. People are upset. They really wish they had a Batman movie first. But I don't think I can be upset at this because, again, I feel like it's setting up a lot of aspects for the Batman movie. And again, just looking at the trailer, man, it looks so insane. And I love that Clayface is finally getting like recognition because he is one of my favorite villains in the DC universe. You know, I love them. When the first time I've ever seen Clayface was when I had the Lego Batman game. I was like, what, like six years old or something like that, and he was one of my favorite characters to use because he was one of the only ones that was able to like change his body and make a hammer and all this other shit. He was able to throw his clay and everything like that. Like, you know, he was a fun character to use. Then watching the Batman animated series, you know, they also made him kind of creepy. They also kind of had like a little body horror thing to him. There was an episode where it was really creepy, and you know, it just made him an actual villain. But you also understand that he is just misunderstood, that he's going through his entire thing, and all this shit that happened to him makes him that villain, and he's just more of a tragic character if anything. And it's so refreshing seeing Clayface being one of the big villains now, especially in the new DCU, because you know, we kind of see all of Batman's same villains of Joker, Penguin, Mr. Freeze, like kind of the main guys that you always see. Main one being Joker. Like, I love Joker as a character. He is one of he is one of the best comic book characters of all time. But just seeing him pop up over and over and over and over again, yes, it does get tiring. Again, seeing Clayface just being able to have his own movie, to me it's amazing because to me it seems like James Gunn and everybody in the DC studios, they are looking at these characters and seeing, okay, which ones don't have that much popularity, and let's get them to that popularity. That's what Marvel did with Iron Man. You gotta remember, before the Iron Man movie, Iron Man was just a B-list hero. He wasn't really that popular. Yes, I know he had his own animated series. He had like a couple animated series. You know, some of his comic books were doing pretty well. Like Demon in a Bottle, that was a really big comic. But still, he was still just kind of a B-list hero. He wasn't a main hero. He wasn't a big hero that everybody knew. So when Iron Man came out, that made him an A-list hero. That made everybody love Iron Man. And I feel like that's what they're trying to do with Clayface, because they want to establish a newer villain. Not new, but they want to establish a villain that isn't used as much and make him one of the big bads, and I love that. Now, the thing is, I do not want them to go down the route of just having solo movies for each of their villains. I do not think that's going to work. Like, I really don't. I don't think that's going to work in the long run. You know, you look at Sony, they try to make movies for Venom, Kraven, Morbius, and stuff like that, and they don't really do well. The only one that did well was Venom, especially Kraven, bro. That made me so mad that Kraven failed the way it did. I mean, it just happens. Maybe it's the producers, maybe it's Sony, whatever, but still, you kind of see the pattern of having these solo villain movies, and they're just not doing as well. Now, I do have trust in James Gunn and his direction, so I'm really hoping that you know, he goes all in with these characters, making sure that he gets the background right, getting the comics right, and all that stuff, pulling out you know, stories and stuff from the comics to make the movies. But if they do go down the route of having solo movies for like the villains and stuff like that, they really need to make sure that they're doing the research on those villains, and they can't be afraid to take drastic steps. What I mean by that is to have different genre of movie for those villains. Like Clayface is going to be a horror movie, and I love that because that literally fits the character. I feel like if they make a Joker movie, it should kind of fit within a serial killer movie and a horror movie at the same time, kind of like something like Michael Myers or Friday the 13th and stuff like that, you know what I mean, like a slasher movie. But yeah, man, looking at this trailer, it looks so insane. I'm so excited for this. Everything about it just gives you the creeps, bro, and I'm happy that they're doing this. Like, I really am. I'm really hoping that this movie does well. I am never gonna say that I hope a movie or whatever does bad, because I want it to be good. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I appreciate y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. God bless. And by the way, I do have a second channel where I play video games, so if you are interested in that, I'll put that in the description below. Also, it's in my home screen thingy. But yeah, God bless, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.